content that gives buyers an advantage. So I just wanted to talk really tactically about the old way and what we were doing previously, and then try and show you like visually what actions that we're taking now, which Alice has touched on, but then just kind of like what we're measuring and what that means for the team and like how they work. So hopefully this can be like, this part can be super actionable, and as well for like any size team as well, because I think you can definitely scale this. So I guess the old way for us was a typical lead generation model and how we thought about content. So for example, I've put the example of this cold calling playbook. So this is cold calling is a topic that we run a lot on to one of our core personas, which is sales. So we'd create an ebook on a popular topic, which happens to be cold calling in this case. The primary goal would be to generate leads. So we'd add this to a gated landing page, run lead gen ads on paid social, and we'd really measure success based on the cost per lead. So that's what we'd be optimizing for. In all honesty, I'd probably spend quite a lot of my time, especially, and I think Liam will attest to this as well, in meetings with sales, checking that once these leads had gone into Salesforce, if they made it in there, because we had a lot of broken Zapiers and all sorts of things going on, we just have a conversation with sales about, are the leads being followed up with? What's the quality like? So really, that was kind of it in terms of like the content, the focus around the content. So I guess there wasn't much thought after that. I'd usually have like the odd conversation saying we could make it into an infographic, but then it would usually not happen because design was too busy. So I think really just to be really transparent and really honest, the content was good content, but it was just in like the form of like a 100-page ebook, and we didn't really think about distributing it elsewhere. So yeah, again, the main focus, what would keep me up at night would be how many leads we'd got and how much they were, basically. So if we just go to the next, oh, can I move to the next slide? Oh, thanks. So yeah, so that's kind of like the old lead gen way that we used to focus on. Obviously, we've spoken a lot about the shift to like the demand gen world. So this is a topic, the cold calling topic again, it's exactly the same topic. It's served to that key persona. I'll take the screenshot in the middle here. So what we actually, one of the first things, we took our ebooks, which used to be in like a PDF format, and we put them onto a landing page and made them really interactive. So it's very easy to navigate through. I can always like send an example of this as well afterwards. It's easy to navigate through. It had like bits of media on there as well, so like video content, and we were well aware people wanted to consume things in different ways. So that's like one of the first things we did. With this like interactive landing page, like our focus is on like time on page, like reducing bounce rate, thinking about like the engagement that we're getting, as opposed to generating leads from it, because we would run this now, we'll run ads to this ebook now, where it's like an interactive page but completely ungated. So those are the kind of things that we care about. We'd kind of take the same topic. And as Alice mentioned, like with our subject matter experts. So Ryan, one of our subject matter experts, we manage his schedule, for example. So we basically like help ghostwrite posts. So we have a schedule. So we say, right, okay, Ryan, this is the theme that we're going to focus on for the next 2 weeks. We'll have a meeting on it. We'll write the post with Ryan, and then he will produce like a range of like video content posts. He will do like cold calling live every other week. So for me, like this has been like a real game changer in the sense that it's Ryan's insights that are actually driving this. So we come up with a key theme, but it's Ryan's expertise that we're actually serving to our audience. And that means that, you know, we're actually providing even more value because it's coming from someone that's like living and breathing these sales tactics every day. So here's like an example of a video snippet that we'd run on cold calling. For us, again, like it's not generating leads or like a cost per lead. We're looking at video views, we're looking at engagement, we're looking at click-through rates, and really videos as well. Like some of them will optimize to go through to a blog if there's like more information, but if the key takeaways are in that video, we'll optimize it for in-feed. So what we care about is engagement in feed and people interacting with it. And we don't necessarily have to take them away from LinkedIn if that's like their platform of choice and that's where our audience are hanging out. Again, we've mentioned like this cold calling live, like start, stop, repeat, which Ryan hosts for us as well. So he's like bringing in all this expertise and all of his like training materials. And again, here, it's not about getting people to sign up and generating leads and then asking, sending them an email and asking them for a meeting. What we really care about here is like qualitative feedback, actionable insights. We repurpose all of these video snippets, like on social, for example. So for us, it's like, even just talking through that slide, it's sort of making me realize that the focus is on the value behind the content. And now that's what I think about constantly. Like, is this going to engage our audience? Is this interesting? Can we showcase this in the best way for the platform that our audience hang out on? So it's like super important. And it's kind of, I guess, like a weight off my mind that like we're not thinking about leads anymore, and we're just thinking about producing like the best possible content out there. So again, like just the next slide, just like some other ideas. So if you look at the podcast episode, so that podcast, we actually repurposed the cold calling live episodes that we do with Ryan and put those on our podcast. Again, it's qualitative feedback, it's building up brand awareness, securing more subject matter experts as guests. So we're really just like thinking about how we can be super valuable and super relevant. Again, like the ads we run now, instead of collecting leads, we look at this ungated approach. We want engagement, click-through rates. We want to optimize for web visits in some cases. So again, this is like ways in which we've taken that one cold calling ebook and we've produced an interactive landing page and spun off all of these extra things around the topic, very much related to Ryan, our subject matter expert. So again, that's just for one of our personas. We do the same across our other personas as well, like the marketing persona, for example. So yeah, I guess just to summarize on it. So to create this value-driven content, so we need to be relatable, utilize subject matter experts where possible, and decide on the content types. So we've got different buckets here. So what are you looking to achieve, like with your piece of content? Is it a thought leadership piece, which is like hierarchical content away from the product, something more tactical? Is it bottom of funnel, sort of product focused, or is it more like social proof? So I think like if you can bucket your content into these types, it really makes you a lot more structured and think about what you're actually delivering. And then I guess like the main thing is, and again, this is even if you are a small team, like start by focusing on the channels that work best for you. So for me, like marketing, I used to think that you'd have to have a presence on every single channel, but we've realized if we take a few channels and do them really, really well, we can double down on what works. So I guess that's where we become really structured and really repeatable, and we can be testing other channels in the background, but like LinkedIn is where we started to place our big bets, for example. So like if it was my channel of choice, I'd look at value-driven company posts, like not thinking about promotion. I'd look at testing video snippets in a tactical way, using in that content bucket, product ads based on like customer and prospect insights, and also like building a brand. So with the employee posting, I think like we've admitted we're not the best at it, but we have, we've started to give it a go. And I think it's been like super valuable. And we've had a lot more engagement from doing that, and from starting to do these episodes of Demandism as well. So I think the main things around this are you can start small and you can start by focusing on one channel. And then the checklist that I always sort of live by with my team as well is, have we listened to customer calls, identified the key pain points, how are we helping to solve this? But then also, how can we deliver this content? That's the main thing. Like, how can we best deliver it on the channel of choice, and optimize for those formats as well. So yeah, I think like that's how we're approaching it right now.